A Sactown Sports app.
Today's show is shaping up as something of a guest fest. Jerry Reynolds is going to join us at 5. Tony Ray Harvey's going to be in studio with us 4 o'clock hour. We have a very special guest right now. I'm going to let Jay bring him on because he and Jay have known each other for some time.
Oh, well, a little bit of time. You
Yeah.
know, I don't go back to like when he was balling on the hardwood, but I was saying this to my guy, you know, going out to All-Star break this past weekend, and I must admit, I got to see a couple of guys that I grew up watching, Latrell Sprewell being that guy, and it just popped in my mind, and I was like, you know what? You know who I haven't seen this week? My boy Joe the Beast Smith, former number 1 pick, of course, of the Golden State Warriors, man, and, you know, somebody that was putting in work before a lot of these guys in the NBA. Joe, what's going on, big time?
Oh, man, everything good. How y'all feeling, bro?
Doing fantastic, man. I told you this off air, and I said this a few times, but I'm like, man, I just missed your presence this past weekend, man. You know, you being so positive, and of course, being an intricate part of the Warriors. As much as I'm a Kings fan, I still show respect to our brethren in our backyard, and I just
they don't show respect.
Yeah, they don't do it. Yeah, they don't. That's true. That's true. But see, that's why I rock with Joe, because Joe paid respects. He pays respects to everybody in the NBA, Joe.
Fan, bro. We fan. When, you know, you're part of the NBA. You're an NBA fan, or however you're part of the NBA, man. We all family. So I treat everybody with respect. But on your other subject, man, it would have definitely been an honor to be out there, man. I saw that a few former players were out there. Latrell, like you said, Latrell Sprewell, Baron Davis, some other guys that played for the Warriors years ago were out there representing, and it definitely would have been a great honor to be part of that, part of All-Star Weekend. You know, being that it was in the Bay this year.
Joe Smith with us 16 years in the NBA, and as Jay pointed out, the number 1 pick in the 1995 draft. And Joe, we know that you played with 12 teams, but never played for the Sacramento Kings. But what kind of impression did the old Arco Arena and Sacramento fans make on you as you made your way through Sacramento through your journey through the league?
I mean, I came through Sacramento when you guys were tough. You guys, Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, D-Bach, and those guys, So it was loud, man. The fans it was almost like a college atmosphere in there, with the cow horns, man. And, the cowbells, clinking, and, the how loud the fans used to get in those games, man. And back then, it really wasn't a lot around the arena. So you kind of wondered where all those fans were coming from. Kind of wondered where they were coming from. But, I mean, it was an electrifying arena, man. And I love used to coming in there as a visitor, being on the opposing team, listening to the fans, and being a part of that environment during those times.
Former Naismith College Player of the Year, Joe Smith. Joe, you, as Kev said, you had an opportunity to have 12 different stops. Is there one that resonates with you? Is it Golden State because that was your first one, or as much as
north? I
hate to say it because you going up north or down south?
Up north.
Oh, you going up north? I was gonna say hopefully it's not the Lakers. Is there one that resonates with you?
I would say first it would be the Warriors because that's who drafted me, gave me the opportunity to play in the NBA. But my favorite team, man, would be the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. When we were all together, the chemistry that we had on and off the court, man, and we were winning 50 plus games a year, so we were having a lot of success on the court. But I mean, it really was the atmosphere and the chemistry that we had in the locker room, man. We were really like brothers, pretty much all similar in age, same age. And, we really enjoyed each other's company. So I think that's what really carried over to what we did on the court and allowed us to play the way we did.
Joe Smith is with us, number 1 pick in the 95 draft, of course. Joe, who was your favorite teammate? I think I know, but maybe not. Who was your favorite teammate, and who was the most difficult guy you ever had to guard on another team?
Well, favorite teammate, I will say I have two. I would say Latrell Sprewell would be one because he took me under his wing when I first got drafted and kind of really showed me the ropes and how to kind of maneuver through an NBA season and stay healthy and work out and train and do different things during the off season to keep my body right. So I would say Spree first, and
KG? Is KG the other one?
Yeah, that's who it is. My second one is my brother, man. That's my brother. We always call each other twins, man. So KG is definitely the second one, but there's no order to it. But I mean, both of those guys, really helped me throughout my career and was really there for me doing some to help me figure things out.
Yeah. Who was the toughest cover for you?
Toughest cover was, believe it or not, Sean Kemp.
Wow.
I believe that. Yeah.
The Rain Man in Seattle was something different. And I caught him early. So, I mean, my rookie year, 95, I mean, he was still flying around and still, doing his thing on that block. And what I didn't realize is how strong he was. Going up against Sean Kemp, you realize that once he hits you a couple of times, you realize how solid and how strong he is and how he's able to use his body. So that's what made it really tough. I mean, he's quick. He's obviously athletic, but he was also strong as hell.
Joe, when we look at Zion play and people try to figure out who is he like, that's the only guy I come up with that's a little bit like Sean Kemp. That's the only guy I've ever seen that's anything like Zion in my mind.
Oh, no, you're right on point with that. You're right on point with that. And when I see Zion play, that's what I think about, Sean Kemp. Zion has a little bit more handle. That's good handle in his package. But as far as their size, their athleticism, and what they can do around that basket, they both have similar games.
Joe, coming up, you were, I would say you were considered a back to the basket type of guy, but you also were, played with a lot of power, speaking of Sean Kemp and Zion Williamson. That was kind of your go-to, especially in college. You didn't shy away from piping on somebody if you had to. When it came to that, the obligatory veteran, someone who is now out the game and have your eyes close on the game, do you enjoy watching the game now? And maybe that's not the proper question. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you see some things in the game that you still enjoy?
Oh, definitely. It's certain. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I can't lie. It's certain times I turn the TV after I see maybe 20 possessions with all 3 quarters being launched up. So it makes me want to turn the TV. But there are some points in the game where I do like. There's some teams that continue to play the right way. I would say Denver is one of those teams where. Jokic, obviously one of the best players in the league. They kind of play through him inside out like the old days, and there's not a bunch of threes just being launched up just to be launched at times. So they have more strategic game plan. I like to watch Oklahoma City. They shoot a lot. They have the opportunity. They have the times where they shoot a lot of threes, but for the most part, I see a lot of mid-range. I see a lot of inside attacking the basket off the dribble. I see a lot of, things like that that shows creativity and not just coming down and being able to 1-2 notch a three. So it's still sometimes where I do. It's some teams and some games that I do enjoy watching.
That's the one and only Joe Smith, nice enough to join us. And Joe, I think one of the most admirable things about you is the fact that you've been very open about some of your financial struggles because you want to show the players that come after you, where things can go wrong. I'm wondering, what is it like to have everybody in the world basically know how much you're getting paid? How odd is that?
Actually, that's something that we all used to talk about. Like, I think it was USA Today every year when I went throughout my career. They would put it in the USA Today. So, when that came out, everybody, that would be the talk of the locker room. But I mean, it's something that obviously we feel we have to deal with, because it's going to be whatever we sign or whatever contract is that we come up with. It's going to be announced, so it's something that we're going to have to do, that we have to deal with. But I mean, I feel it's unfair at times because people are rating your game by how much you make instead of what your real ability or what you might be bringing to the table on a given night. That still may be productive to the team and helping them be productive and helping them be successful. Now they're just looking at how much you make and say you should be doing more. So I mean, I think that's the bad side of it, but I think it's something that we all learned to deal with.
Are you saying that players would check to see what everybody else is making? They want to see, I want to see what that guy's making and what that guy's making. Is that why people would check the USA Today?
That I don't know. I mean, and that's the question that we all had trouble trying to figure out. Why would they put that in the newspaper that? But when it's already public,
right.
in the public, so why would they just list everyone like that and list it in the newspaper like that?
So. They was hating on y'all the early time, man. The early period, they was already hating on you, Joe.
They were trying to let people know what the type of deals that were being made in the NBA compared to corporate, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they were comparing that way. I don't know. Yeah,
joined by Joe Smith, Joe, aka Joe Beast. A lot of people know you are a musical, and you probably kick back on this, genius, but some people don't, man. Some people don't know that you are as close to music as you are close to basketball. And of course, we'll talk about your camp and your coaching career as well. Actually, and did you notice, Whitey, that Joe Smith was brought in to help a former Sacramento King, Alex Lynn?
I did.
Did you know that? Okay, we got to talk about that too.
Phoenix, right?
Yeah, absolutely, in Phoenix. But Joe, you are a musical guy just as big as much as you are a basketball guy. Explain what music has meant to you off the court of basketball and in your life.
I mean, it means a lot, man. I write more than anything when it comes to music, man. It's something that in between games when we traveled, I used to do it on the airplanes. I used to do it on the bus, something just to relax my mind a little bit after a game. And it's something that I just enjoy and love doing, man. I put the studio everywhere I went. I put a studio in my home, because I love recording and writing music, man. It's just a way of getting, because I'm not a big talker, so it's just a way of getting things out that I have inside. So it's really therapeutic for me.
Joe, who now?
What does he play?
I was gonna say instruments. Do you play any instruments? Because Whitey's a guitar guy.
I don't play any instruments. I would love to learn, though. I would love to learn the guitar.
So he just spit bars. That's all he doing. I'm spitting bars. All right, with that being said, Dame Dollar has come out. We know Shaq is rapped. We know Kobe tried to put out some stuff. I ain't gonna talk bad about it because he no longer with us. We know Cesc Mbalis has got some music out there. Iverson dropped a few. Ron Artest. Who really had bars in the NBA? Like who was y'all back there battle rapping?
Joe Beast, man.
Besides yourself.
No, before I retired, my last team was the Lakers, and Ron was on the team. Ron Artest was on the team with us then, and we used to get in the studio quite often towards the end of that year, and he got some good bars, man. He got some good bars. Shaq definitely had some bars with him.
You ever battle anybody like in the locker room or on the plane? Like, man, what's up?
No, because I don't know if anybody was scared because they saw me writing so much. So. They might have been thinking twice about it, but no, we never had any battle raps done. But there was times whatever I wrote though, I'll spit it on the plane or spit it on the bus, for the fellas.
Tell us about your coaching. You're coaching some really young fellas now, right?
Yeah, I got my Joe Smith Basketball Academy, man, and I'm doing basketball camps and skills development of all boys and girls of all ages, from I can say all ages, from 7 on up, and we get in the gym, we get some good work in. I'm taking it back to the fundamentals because I feel a lot of that is lost in the game of basketball with our youth nowadays. So I'm taking it back to the fundamentals, man. And we starting from the beginning and we're working our way up. We're not coming in launching a bunch of threes for kids that watch a lot of these games and think that that's what the game is all about. We're taking the game all the way back from mid range to layups to the ball handling to footwork, and we're developing these kids the right way.
You know, it's interesting because we're blessed to have the opportunity to be around the game and, of course, be at the arena and see some of these pregame warm-ups. And sometime, you know, you go and watch practice. And I find it super interesting, Joe, in the form of guys who are as tall as you, what, 6'8", 6'9", somewhere around 6'3",
Right.
pushing on up and taller than you. The very first thing they do is come out and start shooting threes. They don't warm up in the hole. There's nothing, no left, right off the glass. I find it super interesting. Do you see, like, is that a habit that you see way more now?
Oh yeah, that's a bad habit that I see in almost every gym that I walk into nowadays. You know, and no matter how old the kid is, like no matter how old they are, no matter how tall they are, the first thing they're going to do is go to that 3-point line and start shooting threes. And the thing about it is, if you watch the best 3-point shooter in the world, Steph Curry, warm up, he don't even start at the 3-point line. He starts inside, you know, with touch shots, you know, just shots around the basket, nice touch shots, working on his form, working on his touch. And then he progresses, and then he slowly moves back to the 3-point line. So when you watch so that's something I really talk to these kids about, man. You can't just launch threes if you don't understand the way to shoot from 15 foot, from 12 feet, from 7 feet. You know, if you don't understand the touch and the shot that it takes to make those shots, then your 3-point percentage is going to be low.
Yeah, the great Joe Smith with us. Joe, before you go, as I mentioned, you've been very open about, you know, some of the financial ups and downs you've had. What is your message to some of the young players in the NBA? How do you teach them to avoid some of the issues that plagued your financial situation?
I mean, my first thing I would tell them is to make sure that they are hands-on and eyes on everything that comes in. You know, I kind of trusted, you know, my financial people, my agents, and trusted them. They put too much trust in them where I didn't check on them or double check and make sure that, you know, all my I's were dotted and T's were crossed. So I would say, you know, make sure you stay in tune with all your finances, everything that's that you're involved with, whether it's an endorsement or whether it's an NBA contract. You know, be aware of everything that's coming in and how it's being distributed out. So that's the first thing. Secondly, man, is
I know you've talked about teammates, important to rely on teammates.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, your teammates, because, you know, they go through it too. We might not all talk about it, but we all go through similar situations. And, you know, when you're able to go to some of your teammates and talk to them about it and you know, get an understanding, because they might have been through it and they might have come out of it, and they might be able to help you come out of the situation that you're in, you know, just by their advice. So your teammates are always important, man. That's why I say it's like a brotherhood. And in those locker rooms, man, we have to be able to talk to each other about anything at any time, you know, and get a understanding from a brother that may understand your situation. And that's the biggest thing about having your teammates around for any type of situation.
But you should know, I don't think I've ever asked this to any number one draft pick, and it just popped in my mind as I was sitting here looking, you being a former number one draft pick. Is there like a fraternity of being the number one draft pick? Do you see Webb, or do you see, you know, Michael Olin Candy, or Dwight Howard, and be like, yo, no, we were the number one draft pick? Is there something like that?
Handshake or anything?
I wish, man. That's something I was actually thinking about myself not too long ago. Why don't we have a fraternity for number one picks, where we have we meet up or something, you know, and, you know, be able to enjoy a couple of days together doing something for the NBA, you know, and maybe we can start something here. Let's
Joe, be quiet about it. Be quiet. We can turn it up a little bit. Hold on, Beast. Hold on.
Yeah. But that's something I would love, man. That's something, because, you know, it's only a few of us.
That's it.
You know, it's only a few of us, man. So that's something I think that should be acknowledged a little bit more.
Joe, Joe Smith. Joe, thank you so
Man.
much for your time. We appreciate it. We're fans, and it's great to catch up with you.
Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you. Joe Smith, when we come back, has the Kings fan base ever been so divided? Has the Kings fan base ever been divided like it is right now? We'll get to the bottom of what exactly is going on when we come right back to Sactown Sports.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?